My name is SheilaCarrascos. I live at 1303 Harlow Lane in Loveland, Colorado. And Chauncey, I'm glad to see you back too. I'm a member of the board of the creative sector, and I, like a lot of people in town, am confused about what the Office of the Creative Sector really is all about. It seemed to me that it's been switching back and forth almost from week to week since it was originally started. It was originally started as a complement to a thing called Colorado Creative Industries out of Denver that was made to merge the Council of the Arts, Art in Public Places, and all television and media into the Department of Economic Development and International Trade. So Colorado Creative Industries is our sister of the creative sector, which is merged with our Department of Economic Development and International Trade. In the way that CCI described itself when I looked it up, its material was identical to what I had received in my big book that I got when I came on board. Almost identical, verbatim. Everything was exactly like the CCI material, verbatim. And so I got upset, and I called, and I just actually got the director on the phone. Her name at the time was Elaine Mariner. And I said, you know, this is exactly identical to what Loveland has, and I just wanted to know which came first. Were you the chicken or the egg? And she wouldn't tell me who came up with it. She said, well, we worked very closely together. We've worked closely together for the last year and a half. This was last September of this was in September of 2011. So she said they'd been working together with the creative sector and Loveland for a year and a half. And I said, well, she pretty much told me that Loveland was the template for their CCI, Colorado Creative Industries, and that all of the counties across Colorado looked to Loveland because we were such a great success story with the arts. Then she asked me, yeah, that Marcy is a real go-getter. How is she doing with that ACE project up there? And that's when I realized that things were a little more intertwined than I could comprehend at the time, but yet I knew that it wasn't all about art. And after seeing the museum edition go kaput, which with the Brinkman apartment plan, which I never wanted because I knew that our museum was far, far above being attached to any apartment building, I just decided to find out more. And the more questions I asked, the more up in the air I became about it. A few days ago, or during our Christmas break, let's say, Meg Corwin resigned as chairperson of the Colorado our creative sector. And I was really confused because at all of our meetings that she did attend, everything was rah-rah jelly hockey sticks, and things were going along as planned, and everyone had an idea of what was going on, and I thought everything was fine. And then we get a resignation letter from her. And not only that, but saying that she really didn't see any reason for the commission or the board to even exist. So I waited. I waited because I didn't know. I just wanted someone to reply, and I wasn't going to be the one to reply, because the reason I got on the creative sector was because I wanted to see us finally put in some sort of a foundry display in our new museum edition proposed, and it's not going to happen. So I started asking questions about who these 200, at first in the beginning it was wanted, an arts advocate. Wouldn't it be great to have someone that would wake up in the morning and the only thing on their mind would be how to make the arts more credible in Loveland? How could we build on that? And so there were supposedly 2,345 people in our creative sector. Then the number changed. Then it finally was agreed on 240 people in our creative sector. And they paid $700,000 in tax revenue. Well, only a few years earlier, 240 people paid the same amount of revenue. And I wondered why all of a sudden tenfold we had 240 people in the creative sector, and I wanted to know who those people were. There had to be a list if there was a number. I got to get my water.
Okay, Sheila, you've gotten 5 minutes already, and so please make your point. What is it you'd like this council?
I wanted to see the list. I asked for the list more than a year ago. Marcy Arian said that Paul Mueller would get us a list of those people last June.
Okay.
We've never seen the list of who these people are. And so the creative sector kept moving into one form or another, and then when I saw Marcy Arian's picture behind the Scion helicopter drone thing, and it was actually created to our creative sector, I thought, oh great, now we're doing destructive things, because they were talking about how it would be great to hook up a few shotguns to the drone and they could pick off people at the borders. It was in the Reporter Herald article. And I thought, oh, so our creative sector has come to this. So it seems like it's confusing to the people. What happened with the ACE project was confusing with CAMPT, and in our first meeting, CAMPT and the ACE people came to us and thanked us for all of the work that we had been doing in our creative sector. And
Okay.
I didn't know...
Sheila, I'm going to bring it to an end. We've given you almost 7 minutes now, and
I am saying things that all of the people in Loveland want to know. So what
We
you
will
can
get
do to help the people of Loveland. I just happened to be here the night on October 4th when C.W. Cumberland got the negotiation for the HP building. There were 4 people. He was one of them total. The Reporter Herald should print this negotiation contract and find out C.W. Cumberland was the only one who didn't ask for any more aid from the city. He wanted absolutely nothing. Where
okay.
you had over a 50-50 chance where Loveland would for 10 years be a landlord of that place.
Sheila, you are on the commission. Is that correct?
The creative sector.
Please bring all of these things. Please bring all of these things to the commission so that the commission.
I'm asking Meg Corwin why she doesn't want to be the chairman anymore. I'm asking Paul Mueller why he always knew what was going on with the Community Marketing Commission. He always knew what was happening.
Okay, I'm going to take a recess at this point. So 5 minutes.
To leave, I'll leave. You don't have to. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, we do.
Well, just print the negotiation contract in the Reporter Herald so the